Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Mindset Kitchen podcast with your host Chef Hashim and my bro Kareem. Hey Kareem, what's up?
What's up, bro? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Excited to get started today.
Okay, so we took a short break after 21 episodes. We took a week in between. And we decided we'll just take a week off. It was getting too hectic, even there was in between, we had a long holiday here as well. So I guess, Kareem, are you ready for the new episode, bro?
Yeah, bro. Today's third day of Eid, but we couldn't stay away. We were already, we took a break, but we just couldn't help getting back into the swing of things because I think, as we discussed in one of the previous episodes, this is even good for us just to talk about these ideas because we're going to be talking about it anyway. So we might as well hit record and hopefully you guys get some value out of it if you're tuning in.
Perfect. So first things first, if you guys are listening to us on Google Podcasts and iTunes, Apple Podcasts or any of the platforms, make sure you guys subscribe. And if you're seeing this video on IGTV, make sure you follow our Instagram page. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also turn on your notifications. I just realized that in the past 7 to 8 episodes since we started doing video, I've never asked people to actually subscribe or even, because what happens is some of the people who message me said, it is very convenient when they subscribed on Google Podcasts. The moment we put something up, they get a notification. I never thought about it, even though I knew it. But anyway, so make sure, guys, make sure you guys subscribe, okay? So jumping right in to today's episode. So Kareem, what's on the menu today? What are we discussing today?
All right. So we're discussing a concept from this person who is little known, but I think he's very underrated. I think he should be known a lot more. A concept by a coach called Dan Sullivan. And he came up with many concepts and many books. Actually, I want to say he published over 20 books. As I said, this guy's he's super underrated for the quality of work that he puts out. And he came up with a concept called Who Not How, which is what we wanted to unpack today and share some thoughts on. So, Chef, I'm going to quiz you on the spot, bro. Can you walk us through what Who Not How is?
Okay, I think it'll be fair to tell people that we've discussed this, but the concept is not new to me. Okay, because I think if any of you listening have ever been running a business or even leave business, this is applicable to every part of our lives. Yeah. So the whole concept is about when you're presented with, or when you're planning to do something, or when you're presented with a challenge and something needs to be done. Okay. Now, the first question that usually most of us ask, and I used to be exactly like this at one point of my life, is, okay, how do I do this? Okay. It would be, for example, now doing this podcast, okay, starting the video. Generally, there are two first things I thought about is, okay, how will I do this? How will I get the mic right? How will I get the camera set up? What about the lighting that is going on? So this is one way of actually looking at it. But today, I think in this topic, what we are going to discuss about is to have a slightly different outlook when you come to a situation like this. Now, that is instead of looking at how, let's look at who. Who can do this? Kareem, over to you, bro.
Okay, man. So yeah, basically exactly what you're saying, man. I mean, the goal of it is, really recognizing that if you're an ambitious person, naturally you have goals and you're trying to achieve something. And as Chef was saying, after you set the goal, very quickly after that, the next question naturally is, well, how do I go about doing this, right? And, growing up as well, going through school and everything, it's always about, and Dan Sullivan talks about this as well, we are always taught to ask this question, how to do something, how to do this, how to do that. And if you ask for someone's help, it's kind of like cheating, or it's the exception. You should learn yourself how to do this. Okay, learn how to do this math problem, or learn how to do this science, question, whatever. And so what the concept talks about is, rather than asking how, use that as a cue to stop yourself and ask who can help me with this. And again, if you're listening to this, you have, I think anyone who's listening or not listening, like, you have control over your life. You no longer need to default into learning how to do everything by yourself. Because newsflash, you'll never, like, your lifetime is not enough to learn everything that you want to learn how to do. Rather, a much better use of your time, according to Dan Sullivan, is, why don't you tap into the who's. Who, if I want to build, let's say, we were talking about this right before the podcast, Chef. If I want to build a tech product, and I don't know nothing about tech products, I have two options. Number one, I could learn how to code, right? And knowing myself, good luck with that, right? Or number two, let's say I learn a little bit. Number two is I can actually tap into a the right who already is a technical expert or possesses the skills that I need. And probably if I share that goal with them, not only will they be more qualified than me, but they can actually take that vision further. They could be like, okay, I see what your goal is, and I'm going to show you a process that will actually, I'm going to follow a process that will really bring this goal home for us and then some. And one of the things, Chef, that Dan Sullivan talks about as well is how even if and let's admit, like, all of us have to learn how to do some things, but hopefully this episode is kind of like a mindset intervention for people listening, because you realize that if you spend your time like learning how to do this and how to do that, because of the learning curves, especially if you're an ambitious person, you're learning something that is naturally difficult to do or takes time to do, and time is money. Why don't you tap into someone who already has those skills, and how do you motivate them to come and work with you? And surround yourself with those people and really get into a mindset of, and it's a very fun life to lead if you think about it, like from a lifestyle design perspective. All you have to do is think about the goal, and you don't have to worry about how to get it done. You just need to ask yourself, who can I tap into my network, or who do I need to get exposure to, who I may not be in touch with. Okay, I need to learn marketing, for example, and I don't know anybody in my circle, but I do know Chef, so maybe he can help me with that, or he can, introduce me to somebody in his network. How do I put myself in a position where I can meet the right who's for my goal, for my what?
I think, Kareem, so many in this couple of points that you made, I had so much, thoughts jumping in.
Go for it, bro.
First of all, if you need help with marketing, definitely we'll be more than happy to help.
Thanks.
Secondly, that's a shameless plug, but secondly, but Kareem, I think you and me, we are thinking about this whole situation, from a entrepreneurship, from an entrepreneurial angle, as being business owners, as being people who have their own business, I think personally for me as well, when I look back, my business or the business that I'm part of, actually when it started growing, right, or when it started actually scaling, is when I actually started thinking like this. Because what happens is when you decide to actually learn everything by yourself, okay, you take it upon yourself. Now, the smallest example is, let's not think about a very fancy business. Let's talk about, we always like to take example of restaurants and food joints. Now just imagine if you open a small food joint and okay, and you are the one sitting at the cashier, taking the money, giving the money out, and you are the person taking the order, and you are the person going to the kitchen and preparing the food. Now there are traditional household restaurants like this. When I travel, I've actually seen, but they always remain like this, because the potential of reaching, growing is very less. But compared to when I look at it, when I look into my business, what happened was in the past 2 years, okay, me and my business partner, we drastically decided to actually shake things up. We decided to actually hire people who have particular kind of skill sets, because we made a plan saying, we need to grow the business from X to Y. Okay. And immediately in the past 3 years, we would be like, okay, what X to Y, right? Okay, I will do this and you do this. So end of the day, we used to decide of taking the responsibility ourselves. But what used to happen is, while you're trying to run a business, which you get busy and you get tied down with all these things and you don't reach your goals.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, contrary to that, what happened when we started hiring the right kind of people, and the moment we decided, okay, this is our goal, the next question we ask is, like you said, not how. okay, from this team, who is going to take this up? Okay, who is going to help us meet this goal?
Yeah.
Okay, so person number 1 is going to take care of this. Person number 2 is going to take care of this. And what happened was, in 6 months, the kind of growth we've not had in like 2 years, we start seeing growth as such. Yeah. So this is one thing, what I was thinking. Secondly, Karim, okay, now this is a question maybe I'm going to throw back at you. Now, just imagine we are talking about somebody who's not into business. Yeah. Now, this is somebody's personal life. Okay. We are talking about a particular situation in life. Do you think this is still applicable?
Yeah. Do you have a specific example in mind so we can add some color to it?
Okay. I have a lot of examples.
Give
now,
me
I was
like
also
a
going to give
personal situation. Yeah, like a non-professional situation.
Non-professional situation, the age-old one, I want to lose weight.
Okay.
Okay, I want to get fit. I want to have that perfect body. I want to shed 14, 15 kgs.
Yeah, so let me tell you my thoughts on that, man. Like, I think, and people who are listening probably can already come to a similar conclusion, which is that, again, who not how definitely applies. In this case, if I'm trying to lose weight, I have one of two options. I can try and figure it out on my own, and this could be a combination of, it's different for everyone, but like it could be like maybe reading books on how to do something. And this is not to like downplay like the importance of reading books, but in this specific scenario, I could try and, let's say, reinvent the wheel and really educate myself from scratch. Or maybe I can get myself exposed to someone, okay, a guy or a girl who's already achieved those results. And then I could be like, look, you are literally living proof. You are the who. And I need to at least learn that from you. So of course, who not how is my understanding of it from Dan Sullivan is that it was meant in a professional setting, but as we can see, you can creatively apply that to personal life as well, for sure. Where it's like, who can I tap into who's already been there, done that, who already has that experience that I could maybe learn from, that I can shadow, and again, I'm being smart by doing that, I think, because I'm spending time with someone who's already been there, done that. And just to remix that idea a little bit, many times we all have goals that we're trying to achieve, and we're surrounded by people who, man, this is like a sport. Don't get me started. But like, all they love to do is tell you about all the creative reasons why this will not work. Okay, and stop me if I get too heated. Okay, but all the different reasons why this will not work. All the different reasons why, in their minds, this would not work, because as far as they're concerned, they have a limit, a mental limit. And so the only contribution to the conversation is, oh, well, this won't work because of A, B, C. And they're very good with their reasons, bro. A, B, C, D. And so you don't need this energy in your life. You need to go with people. Let's say, I'm just going to give you a random example because I was watching a movie related to this lately. Let's say you want to go to Hollywood and make a movie. And you tell whoever is around you in your circle, and they're like, bro, like, you can't do that. Like, it's like, you can try, but it'll be a waste of time. Like, what are the chances? Blah, blah, blah. As opposed to you somehow getting in touch with someone who's been there, done that. Let's say who's already achieved that goal. The conversation all of a sudden changes. It's like, oh, you want to do a movie? Okay, well, here's how to do it. Because it is possible. It's feasible. Here's how you do it. And the conversation is different. It's like, it's tough, but there is, these are the steps that worked for me.
I think.
Do you get me? Yeah.
I think this goes back to our episode of Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
The kind of people that you hang out with. We had given like some very detailed steps on how to, because this is a very big part of it. Yeah. But coming back to the question that I asked, I think Karim answered it already. Instead of either you could go down to the path of Googling, reading books. I've actually personally done all this. Okay, when I got into fitness like 4 or 5 years back, okay, there was a phase in my life like I was like superbly fit. I was into combat sports, martial arts and stuff like this. So this was the time like before I got into it, I used to always read, try to understand. Then at one point I just decided, what, I'm going to stop reading and all these things. And what happened was, ideally, I joined a gym. Okay, I by mistake I actually signed up to a gym. And 1 month in the gym, I had a free one-on-one session. Okay, I had 12 sessions, which came along with that particular package. Yeah. So usually I go to the gym and I just spend my time, 20 minutes. I join, I go, I chill in the locker room. Then I go decide, do some weights, do some pads. Then I come back, that's done. But what was different with this gym was this 12 sessions. So there is a trainer. So all I used to do is I used to go, this guy would be waiting for me, and I just had to follow what this guy told me. And the difference was, madness. Till the extent what happened was after this, and I think this is exactly pure form of marketing, where they give you a teaser, you get a taste of, what it feels like, so that from month 2 onwards, a lot of people actually subscribe to a personal trainer. Yeah. Now, for me personally, motivating myself was not a big issue. So what I ended up doing was I definitely did not take the personal trainer because it was super expensive for me at that time. But instead, what I did was I started joining group classes. But still, even in the group classes, you have a trainer who is actually leading.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about, okay, am I going, and it's a circuit usually. So you don't have to think about, should I do a plank next? Do I am doing whatever, Spider-Man rowing, whatever the stuff is, you just have to follow.
Yeah.
So coming back, when it comes to personal things like fitness and stuff like this, it is, it's an amazing thing to actually do. And I also wanted to connect this to something else, Kareem. I don't know if you've discussed this in any of the episodes, the importance of having mentors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this also can be connected to this, right? So, if for example, anybody listening to or seeing the show now, in the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've had people message me asking, they want to set up a podcast. Okay, how to go about it? Okay, and for me, I was like very happy because I might have spent like 10 to 20 hours. Researching which is the best kind of a mic, which is the best kind of lighting setup, how to have your background set up, stuff like this. Yeah. So what happened is this is what I tell them, you don't go through this. You can save 15 hours. Here is like 5 things that you can actually do. Okay. So I really like this thing about these people where they did not think, because if you go on the internet today, go to YouTube, you will find thousands of hours of content and everybody saying something else. There is a group of people who say dynamic mics are the best. There are a group of people who say, but honestly, end of the day, all this does not matter.
Yeah, condenser mics, lav mics. There's so many, much possibility, and you end up being like, I'm not even going to start because it's just too much, too much choice.
Yeah. So even one of the guys from the youth camps that I used to do, he kicked off with a new video series.
Nice.
Yeah, and he ordered lights from, I'm sure he's listening to this. He will be listening to this as well. So he ordered lights from Amazon UK, and he told me after that, I'm like, why did you? Because he had to wait for 3 weeks.
Proper lights.
He started setting up the video. Yeah, proper lights and everything. But end of the day, the video did come out really well. But he kept messaging me saying, Shiaf, bro, is the background correct? Is this correct? I'll show you the message I sent him. I'm like, bro, just forget it. Just ship.
Exactly.
Just go ahead and just put the content out.
Yeah.
Because in the process of making things look pretty, making things look good, what happens is, you kind of get delayed and something does not work out. And, because there's always time.
Yeah.
If you actually see even me and Kareem, both of us, I have all the access to all the equipment that I want. Kareem is working with videos and he's also from the same industry. We did not get started with video from day one. So this is just an advice which is off topic again. So coming back next time, when you guys, any of you, when you guys think of doing something, okay, it could be parenting is also a very good example. Either you could buy 50 to 20 books, or you could actually speak to a child psychologist or somebody who specializes in parenting. Maybe you pay for their time for an hour, maybe. Or you can actually buy a course online which will cost you like $10 or something. The amount of information they can give you in an hour's time, it'll take you at least weeks to actually get this information from all the different sources.
Yeah, and just to add, Chef, to what you're saying, I think we're embellishing a bit more on the concept and we're being creative with it, which is great. And I just want to go back to just to give Dan Sullivan some credit and to not butcher his concept. Classically, the whole point is to give somebody the task and let them do it 100%. So it's not someone teaching you what to do. It's, hey, Chef, you are clearly better at this than me in marketing. Go do 100% of it. This is the goal that I want. You go run it. You are more capable of doing this. I trust your judgment, but this is the goal. You know.
But Kareem,
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, bro, to cut you, but this question was there even in the beginning. What about people? See, for me and you right now, we have the luxury of actually doing this. Okay, we can actually for whatever reason. Okay, be it for a business.
I know
What
you mean.
is your advice for people? Yeah. What about, because see, you also you know exactly what I mean. So what can we give? I think that point is clear. So what about people who don't have that luxury right now? Be it in personal life. Be it, but still,
for example,
doing it
not
themselves.
having the luxury to pay someone else to do it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. In this case, you have to be creative, right?
The ball's in your court. Yeah, now the ball is in your court. But still, the concept is same. I don't know. Yeah.
And to answer that question, man, you have to be creative as long as there's some form of value exchange. You might be, you're gonna like this one. You might be the who for them for something, and they might be the who for you.
Kareem, now you're dropping some crazy value right here because
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Go on, bro. Go on. Yeah.
So you might I'm just gonna make up something, okay? Let's say you can do let's say I'll just think of something random. Let's say I know how to build bicycles, which is not true. But let's say, you or no, one thing that is true, I make music, okay? I play guitar. So let's say you do the marketing and you take care of everything and you need something for music. You have two options. You can learn how to play an instrument, which will take literally years, or you can help, reach out to me and I can help in a few hours or something like that. And I just want to go back to something really important that people I should keep in mind as well when looking at this concept, is that if, in case you're not convinced already, or it's good to help to work with others, but I really need to learn this stuff myself, consider the long-term effects of this, okay? And again, I'm just quoting what Dan Sullivan said. He said, even if you become, I'm 26, 27, something like that right now. And I'll be very honest and transparent. I don't know all the latest stuff when it comes to...
Kareem, you're 26 or 27. How old are you, bro? Exactly.
Something like that, man. It's one of the two. One of the two. Okay? But let's say, that... for example, right now, I feel a little bit old because I actually don't know all the latest and greatest when it comes to something like TikTok, for example. Whereas if I were to tap into...
That's bad.
If I were to tap into one of my, cousins, right? Who are in their early teens, for example... not in the industry or none of that, and they could school me literally in this, because they will get it. They get the nuances, they get the culture, they get the secret handshake, all that stuff, right? So
True.
So what he was saying in his concept of who not how is that the long-term effects of you insisting to learn how to do everything yourself, it sounds like a noble cause, but what's going to end up happening is you're going to become outdated. Okay, that's what he's saying. And I think, I don't want to misquote what he said, but he said something like, by the time you are in your late 40s or early 50s, already when you're still learning how to do stuff and the world is already ahead of you. So why don't you tap into the young talent, not necessarily the young talent, but basically he's saying you really need to get into the habit of tapping into other people's expertise, because at one point, it could be late 40s. For me, it could be late 20s. I don't know. But at one point...
I don't know, Kareem. Bro, I mean, okay, this is just continuation of what is it. Does it actually mean, when I'm thinking about it, when you decide to learn everything by yourself, what happens is there is a limit of how much things you can master at once.
And everything, if it's something that's worthwhile, let's say, just thinking of random stuff, coding, photography, whatever, these things are important, they take time, and so let's say it takes... Pick your favorite rule, right? Let's say the 10,000 hour rule, which is roughly speaking 10 years to really be good at something. Really, are you really gonna take all that time when you can tap into someone who already has it?
So does it mean it's sometimes better to be jack of all trades?
Bro, I'll tell you, it's a fantastic question. I think, and this is what I'm learning recently, is that you need to be a jack of all who's.
Yeah.
You need to know, again, like you were saying, Chef, bro, Ocean's 11, you need to be good at tapping into because if you're leading something,
bro, this is personally, what I've been actually, makes so much sense to me. I relate to it so much because before people used to call me this a lot. Some people used to make fun of me, like, Shaf is into so much things. Okay, he's jack of all trades, ace of none. And at that time, it used to sound like they're making fun of. But honestly saying, now when recently I started realizing, bro, I take it as a compliment because I think at times it is okay, and if you're actually in a role where you want to actually go really ahead, and if you look at all the big guys, the big guns of the industry, for example, they don't actually sit and learn everything, bro. They know they're ace at one thing. And for everything else, they get people.
Exactly. I mean, you have to know something, right? And this something, as you were saying, it could be that you are a jack of all who's. This could be your thing. You're just you're a good connector. You know how to connect people.
Jack of all who's. This is going to be a quote, bro.
Yeah, man, that's it.
The jack of all who's.
That should be a t-shirt.
We're going to put it on our t-shirt, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. We're definitely going to put it on our t-shirts, yeah. So I think interesting episode, bro. I think we've got the thought going. I think the takeaway is from today's episode, I think mainly comes to the core concept again. It is not about how, but who. Like whenever you're presented with a situation, don't think of how am I going to do this. Always at least start thinking in this angle. So Kareem, actually we discussed this very briefly. So if you are somebody who's going to say, you know what, I don't have the money and all these things, Kareem already gave you an idea. This is exactly what I did, and I did not think of this in this angle. There was a time when I did not have much to offer with regards to money and stuff like this. So I would always try to barter. And I even did this even in my business many times. So when I was not able to pay for something, I've even done this with one of the fitness guys. I told him, you know what, I'll help you put out a marketing strategy for yourself. Yeah, but he did not agree, but somebody else did. Like one of the other guys, I used to, my deal with him was I used to find him personal clients.
I love that, man.
Okay, and he used to train me for free.
Bro, money, if you think about it, is such a new concept. It's super new. New. What about, I'm talking about not value exchange. Value exchange is since the beginning of time, I imagine. But cash or credit card or whatever, this is a very new concept. Bro, back in the day, everybody was doing what you're saying, which is some form of a value exchange. Money is the laziest way. And you can quote me. Money is the laziest value exchange. It's
but I wish, bro,
I'll just
today
give
the
you
world
some
runs
money.
this.
It's lazy. What can I do more than that? That's worth even more than money.
And for students, again, another good example is if you are thinking, what, I don't have anything. You guys have time.
Yeah.
And many of these people that you're looking to be a mentor, want to be a mentee of, these people don't have time. So what you can offer in return is not specific task. You can offer them your time. You tell them you have X number of hours in a week.
I love that.
How do you want to utilize this?
Bro, that should be on the t-shirt as well, man. That's especially if you are young and you're you know what? I'm not busy right now. I'm willing to invest my time as a value exchange, as you were saying. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, so, we definitely hope, people have the idea a bit more clearer. And let's see, I think anything you want to add more, Kareem?
No, bro, that's pretty much it for me. I think, it's, as you were saying, man, there's so many different, I love your last question because it was around, what if someone can't pay for the who? They get it, but they can't pay for the who. Well, now you can be the who for somebody else. And you can find a way to create value out of what you can offer, whether it's your time or your skills.
I think if somebody asks now, it's just that we have 2-3 minutes left, but I can actually think of a lot of examples from my life what I have actually done.
Give us one at least.
Bro, definitely it was time. I think this is where I am assuming where this example came. Is definitely time. So everywhere, initially when I started off when I was 16, 17, bro, I still remember I did not even know how to operate, Microsoft PowerPoint presentations. Yeah. I still remember standing in front of a PC and I did not know how to change the slide. I'm not exaggerating, seriously.
I believe it.
So, and all I knew at that time was time I had, and I was ready to learn.
Yeah.
So throughout this 10, 12, 13 years, bro, I've been superbly lucky to find people who are ready to take that time from me and in turn teach me something. in return. Yeah, be it my first job, how I landed my first job was for 3 months, I reorganized a small library in the university that I went to for free. Yeah. Then I started, that small library was completely unorganized. So I used to sit every day after my classes were free. I used to enter the titles, ISBN number, the hardback, softback, and some details about the book into an Excel sheet. It took me like 2 months to enter like 1,500
Oh my
books.
God.
After which they're like, 80% of the work is done. They offered me a job
Wow.
in the university. So that was my first paid
Boom.
gig.
There you go, man.
So I'm like, so I'm saying time for the young guys, girls who are there. If you don't have anything to offer, there is time for people who have money or any other resources that you can actually spare. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Just get creative,
Can we
Kareem said.
agree?
There is
Can we agree
always
that it's time, money, skills, right?
time, money, skills? Definitely. I think these are the most important thing. I think in matter of priority, I think it's time. It's like the more expensive or more precious than money, bro. I think
100%.
then it is the skill, and then it is the definitely money.
I think,
but we all need.
bro,
money.
I'm not joking. I'm very serious. I'm dead serious. We need to make this a T-shirt because it's almost like these like fancy bank accounts where you can log in. You're like, you have this many dollars, this many whatever euros, this many dirhams, whatever, and it's almost like I'm sure everyone has a level of money. It could be zero, but you have a balance. You have money, you have a balance of time, you have a balance of skills, and given the situation, I mean, I'm just really improvising here, but let's say you really want to go to Burger King, okay, or you really want to go to Fat Burger, and you tell them, guys, I'm gonna work a whole week washing dishes. I just want a burger a day. I bet you they'll be like, you know what? Fine. It's just a burger. Whatever. So technically, you can make that argument, but it's a lot easier for you to be like, you know what?
I think in Ireland and in the US and places like this, they might take that offer up. In Dubai, I don't think so, bro. Even in India or many other countries, they would love to. It's an amazing deal, bro.
No. But I'm saying that like you in this case, you can it's just metaphorical, but you can technically pay for it with your time, but you're probably better off paying it with money because you just get it right like that. So in every situation, you should almost, as Chef was saying, like look at the arsenal of things you have, like money, time, and skill, and which weapon are you going to use in this situation, right?
Perfect. I think, Kareem, with that, we'll actually close to this episode. And before we sign off, like in the beginning of the episode, I did ask you guys about subscribing and leaving a comment if you guys find something interesting. And also one small ask, we've never done this so far. Make sure you guys share if any episode that you guys like. Now, some of you have been extremely frequent. Like some of you don't miss even one episode. We really like to thank you guys. All the people who usually message us, tell us, what they like, what they don't like, and some of the inputs for episodes. Many of the ideas that we speak sometimes come from you guys as well, and there are more ideas which we've not touched yet, which we will definitely. But make it a point to share it with at least 3 people. And Kareem, I want to actually take name of one of our listeners who's tirelessly sharing, and his name is Ayub. He's a good friend of mine from Kuwait. He's the friend I told you who I connected after like 10 or 15 years after the podcast started. This guy's like, he keeps messaging, and he keeps sharing. And whenever I look at the analytics, I can see, and he lives in Kuwait. And I can see in Kuwait, there is a separate traffic coming up. And whenever I see Kuwait, I know this is Ayub and his friends.
Nice.
So
we appreciate it, Ayub. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, so definitely share it to 2 or 3 people and give us feedback. We love the feedback. And from the episode number 1 till 2021, now 22 episodes, we've changed a lot. And this is all based on the feedback that you guys have given as
100%.
well. So that's all, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care, guys, and have a lovely week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.